Hello everyone, my name is Felipe Barbosa. I'm an officer of the Brazilian Navy and I'm studying master's degree in defense engineering at the Military Institute of Engineering here in Brazil. Through the course, I developed the method of multi-criteria decision support that I named PrOPPAGA. PrOPPAGA is an acronym in Portuguese for priority observed from the presumption of Gaussian attitude of alternatives. And the article I bring to ITQM is an application of this method. It was used for the choice of an armored vehicle on wells to be acquired for the Brazilian Marine Corps. PrOPPAGA is a method of aggregation and synthesis that follows the following steps. Okay, the set of criteria that will be used by the decision maker shall be defined, and then these criteria are ordered by importance and maybe even equated, as we can observe in this hypothetical example. Then, scores are defined according to the importance of each criterion. Okay, this assignment is done as follows. First, it is set the maximum score here, x max. The maximum score by this relationship, where n is the number of criteria. There is in this example, as I have 5 criteria and 5 is less than 7, the maximum score is 7. If I had 9 criteria, the maximum score would be 9. If there were 12 criteria, the maximum score would be 12. Okay? Once the maximum score is defined, this score is assigned to the criterion that was considered most important by the decision maker. Okay? From there are awarded score to the criteria according to their importance. Note that there may be space between scores. Okay, here for example, a criterion had a score of 5, the following had a score of 3. Okay, but could have had a score of 2 or even 1. And after that, the weights are calculated. The calculation of weight is made from a weighted average of the scores obtained by each criterion. Okay, so the total is 27, and the weight of the criterion 3 is 7 over 27. The criterion 2 and criterion 1 have this 6 over 27. Criterion 5 has the weight 5 over 27. Okay. Once the weights of each criterion have been defined, let us pass to the alternatives. Okay. We consider alternatives that have their attributes well defined with each criterion, forming this matrix M. Okay, and then these attributes are normalized, and normalization is the soul of this method. Okay, normalization is done as follows. It's considered that within the same criterion, the alternatives have a Gaussian behavior. For example, price has an average price which has a higher occurrence, but also have other price cheaper or more expensive. Okay, that disperse along these axes. Okay, here and here. Okay, this curve, the red curve, is defined by 2 parameters. There are the mean and standard deviation. Okay, the mean and standard deviation. Okay, the PIG value of the normalization of an alternative is given by the probability that an alternative has an attribute with a value less than or equal the DIG, okay? For example, what would be the probability of an alternative having the attribute value less than or equal to the mean? It would be exactly 0.5, because you know that the area under the red curve is equal to 1, and that because the curve is symmetrical. This area is equal to 0.5, the half area, okay? So graphically, the PIG value is the area below the Gaussian curve defined by the mean and the standard deviation of the attributes of the alternatives. Although the equation, this equation here, has this complex aspect, we know that with the help of an electronic spreadsheet, it's very easy to make this account, okay? And once normalization is done, the next step is the aggregation, okay? So it's done through this scalar product here, okay? And the p-values that we calculate with the after the normalization, and the weight of each criterion, okay? And give us the final value v for each alternative, and it's the cardinality that we use to compare the alternatives, okay? The positives I identify in PrOPPAGA is that it is a relative simple method to understand. The methods tend to get more robust with the increase of alternatives. So if someone requires something to use with big data, I imagine that the method can serve. Okay, I developed a computational tool for the rapid use of the method, which is available on this website, and I make myself available to anyone who wants to know a little more about the method. Okay. Thank you for your attention. And it's all. Bye bye.